This time last January, things were going so well. For a month I switched to a vegetarian diet to test the impact on someone who has always been a happy carnivore. By this stage one was already enjoying the experience and feeling the benefits, and by the end of the month, I decided to cut back my meat consumption permanently. Given that positive experience, this year I decided to go the whole hog, or rather mung bean, and embrace Veganuary. After last year, just how hard could it be? The answer is, too hard for me. It didn't begin well. At the start of the January I emptied the fridge and then stocked it with vegetables, nut butter, hummus and other vegan-approved foods. I then stepped back and realized there was actually nothing I really wanted to eat. Putting that down to years of conditioning by the meat industry, I turned instead to the groaning shop shelves of vegan snacking meals. While they kept hunger at bay, I couldn't help but think of all the things I would rather be eating. One weekend, I downloaded some vegan recipes and cooked roast vegetable salads, coconut curries, baked sweet potatoes and black bean burgers. Everything was fine, but it wasn't delicious, and the thought of eating food like that for the rest of my life filled me with more than the January blues. But it wasn't the food that finished off Veganuary for me, not even the vegan cheese, which deserves a special place in hell. It was not what you eat, but who you are. When you say you are trying vegetarianism, most people just want to know how it's going. It's vegan, and the frequent reaction is a narrowing of the eyes and simple question, why? Read more, is Edinburgh becoming Scotland's vegan capital? If you thought the gap between Remainers and Brexiteers was wide, it is nothing compared to the divide between vegans and the rest. How do you know if someone is vegan? They will tell you, goes the old joke. There is a suspicion veganism and insufferable smugness are too closely related. You don't have to look further than the Veganuary website and its claim that 23,831 animals will be saved as a result of the initiative. That probably sits alongside the promise of £350 million of EU cash for the NHS in terms of spurious fantasy. The reality is, no animals are saved by 60,000 extra people eating vegan in January. The global meat industry will keep on turning, and for every person turning their back on a lamb chop, another is ready to pick up the cutlery. Read more, vegans are going wild for vegan square sausage. In terms of how our industrial food system operates, veganism changes virtually nothing. However, that doesn't make it wrong. Once you top up your vitamins to avoid any deficiency, there is plenty of evidence it's a healthy diet. And vegans can be assured they are not helping to perpetuate the industrial food. There is a way to bridge the divide between vegans and the rest through part-time approaches like VB6. It involves eating vegan during the day, then whatever you want after 6 p.m. A mass adoption of that more achievable goal would be much more likely to impact on the meat trade, but it would also involve some understanding on either side of the vegan debate, and that still seems to be unpalatable.